Hello everyone, Prue Blennerhassett here, leading intuitive business strategist and women's transformation catalyst. And I love to help women to serve their soul work at the very deepest level for their clients, for themselves, and for them to be deeply and divinely remunerated for their incredible work. Goddess knows we're needed now more than ever. We really are. So I wanted to jump in today and have a little chat. There's some really funky energy going on at the moment, which I'm sure if you're sensitive, and you probably are, that you can feel into it. There's obviously a lot going on collectively, and even in our own communities. We've got words happening like lockdown and pandemic and death and virus and social distancing and all these kinds of things, and it's like, wow. Like if you're watching any of the mainstream news, or if you're spending too much time on social media, then you're likely to be having a little freak out, I'm sure. So I think that we can all agree that the world as we know it has changed dramatically in the last week, and not even in the last week, like maybe just even in the last few days. Things are changing pretty quickly. And I know that on Saturday, I sat down and I kind of, I don't watch a lot of the news, so I wasn't privy to the, to the mass level of fear-mongering that was happening, but I was looking at a couple of core articles that shared a bit of info about the directions that other places have taken around coronavirus and infections, and flattening the curve and this whole concept. And for anyone that doesn't know about flattening the curve, it's basically if a bunch of people get sick really quickly, then it can put a huge amount of pressure on the health services in that location. So the idea is that if that curve can be flattened like this, then it's much more manageable for the community and things like that to be able to respond appropriately and to serve all of the community members basically, and to maintain the best level of health and lives kept, kind of thing. So as a result of that, I did have a little moment when I was reading that, going from being a little bit blasé to being like, okay, we actually need to, look at this, take action, and create some plans around this. And I definitely had, a moment in time where I was a little bit like, but it's amazing how quickly the fear and the uncertainty can dissipate when we take action, and when we go, okay, what do we need to do? What do we need to do to, take the best care of ourselves and be in service to the community as well? And that's what we've done, and we've taken action. And then, I'm feeling now in a very strong place of understanding around, hey gorgeous, how are you? Hey Becky. Feeling in a really strong place of understanding that there's about to be a whole lot of school kids come past, so I hope they're not too noisy. Anyway, they'll be fine. This place of feeling that this, even though we can see at so many levels, even though we can see the multi-dimensional reality of what's going on at the moment, and we can see the subtle layers and all of the different aspects, there is still this invitation and responsibility to respond and take action in this physical reality. So anyway, that's what we've done, and that's proven quite powerful. And we've actually decided to keep the kids home this week, even now, to do our best to serve the community, because from what I understand, the it's the healthier people like the kids and you know, us kind of middle-aged people who are more likely to be asymptomatic carriers. So I live in a town that is full of older people, and I want to be a part of the solution. I don't want to be part of the problem. So that's what we decided to do, and I'm blessed and lucky enough to have the opportunity to be able to do that and practice homeschooling the kids, which they're loving. Yeah, it's been quite amusing. So yeah, anyway, so I really wanted to talk about how, you know, this fear that has been bred out in the wider community, how it really creates this level of powerlessness within us, and how that can be, how people who are feeling powerless can be easily swayed and manipulated. And it's also a great way to convince people to give up their basic human rights. So, you know, there's obviously things going on at the moment like, you know, lockdown and lack of movement, closing of borders, all of this kind of stuff, lack of social distancing, so lack of contact and this kind of thing. And yeah, it's really interesting to watch, you know, how quickly things have transpired in just the space of a few days. But yeah, having said that, the opportunity is also to move from that state of powerlessness to taking action, to you know, to really kind of taking the bull by the horns and taking the driver's seat of what we can do in our own lives to move forward. And it's not just obviously in this kind of situation, but the fear pops up in all sorts of ways. I was chatting with a client earlier, and she was, you know, really feeling the collective energy at the moment, and feeling in a space of overwhelm and inertia and all of this kind of stuff. So, you know, we move through that in our time together. But it's, you know, if you are feeling that way, don't kind of beat yourself up about it either, because it's very strong at the moment. And if you're doing well, then I really applaud you, and keep doing whatever you're doing. So if you've got any little process or anything that specifically you're doing when the fear creeps in, that you're doing to move from that space to one that is much more calm and centered and able to be clear, I'd love you to drop it in the comments below. Let's start a little thread of how everyone's dealing with these things, so that you can so that we can all learn from each other and take something away. Share your wisdom, please feel free. So yeah, so the choice to elevate and the choice to move beyond this fear is really revolutionary. You know, it's taking a challenging situation and looking at the opportunity that we have to innovate, and the opportunity that we have to elevate our human consciousness. And that is the invitation that's being provided right now. It really is the invitation that we're being given, to take things to a new level and to elevate and to make a powerful choice to stand not just for ourselves, our families, for our communities as well, and our planet at a deeper level. So my March event, I'm now doing that online. So that's, you know, I still want to be able to serve people, and the opportunity in that is that while that event is normally in person, and there's normally, you know, it's limited to 10 people or something, and they've got to be in this location. Now it's going to be online, and people can join in from anywhere in the world. So that's a free event, and I'll drop it in the comments below. I'll drop the link. So if you'd like to be a part of that, that's this Sunday, Australian Eastern Daylight Time, and it's from 10 till 11:30 in the morning, and that's going to be a beautiful journey and practice and sharing. I've got a beautiful woman sharing about Marbon, which is the equinox that we're experiencing at the moment, and the theme is all around introspection. So intentional introspection, which is really interesting that it's coming, that came up really before any of this happened, because we are moving into a space also where the opportunity is for us to go within and to take some sacred time to be still, to be with ourselves, to be with our families, to be with our communities in a deeper way. And so this theme came up last week before all of this kind of got to where it is now. And the other thing that's coming through as well is this as being an opportunity for the collective nervous system to really release and relax and just calm down from this like frenetic fast pace that it's been building and building and building, and to really kind of exhale and to really release. And I think that's an opportunity for all of us as individuals as well. So that's my March event. That's what's happening with that. I've got another client that I connected with this morning, and we had an amazing session. And she had, all of these incredible travel plans, lots of people visiting her over the next few months. So, what the work we were doing together and what the strategy was one thing in particular. And then in the space of a week, it's like all of those travel plans and all of those visitors have been cancelled essentially. So we're like, all right, now we're moving in this direction. Now this is the way to go. So it's an incredible time to be an online entrepreneur. It's an incredible time to be serving people in the online space, because obviously the work that we can do in IRL, in real life, there's another divine woman I was speaking to yesterday, I heard from yesterday, and she was telling me, she's a psychologist, and she was saying that she's really worried about what's going to happen with her business and everything like that, because Medicare in Australia don't pay rebates apparently when you do online sessions. So for her, it's like her business is going to be halved, and the opportunity there is to innovate. The opportunity is to create get out of this kind of mindset of offering just single sessions and this is all I do, to going, how can I utilize my skills and serve my clients at the deepest level and create an offering that is so irresistible and compelling? How can I innovate, and how can I turn this into something that's going to actually, crack me out of this kind of safe space within society and move me into a position where I am boldly claiming the value of my work in a completely new way, and I am embodying all that I have to offer. So I'm not just working within these confines, I am actually bringing all of myself forward into this. How can I do that? How can I innovate? How can I create a powerful offering and offer that to the world and offer that online? Because that is the opportunity that's available to us, and we can choose to create our future. We can choose to focus on creating our future, and it's a revolutionary act right now with what's happening in the world. It's a revolutionary act to go, you know what, I'm going to take what I'm doing and I'm going to bring it to the world, because now is the time for women to be standing up, taking bold action and offering our incredibly sacred work to the world. So we have that personal power that's available to us, and we have that power as a collective as well. And the way that we get to the collective power is through the personal. So I really invite you to consider, if you're doing something that's really mainstream at the moment, if you're feeling fear around your business, like how can you innovate? How can you take something, how can you take it forward? How can you offer something to your clients in a way that is going to be deeply, deeply transformational for them and is going to be bringing the fullest version of you forward, the fullest version of truth for you. So I would love to hear if you are having any ahas, if you're having any ideas come to you of how you can innovate, how you can do anything different. Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to. I'll drop in and look at the comments later and connect and let you know my thoughts. And if you would love to really look at how you can take what you do to absolutely optimize it, take it to the next level, to move beyond the status quo and into this new level of innovation, if you're really looking to do that, then I invite you to jump on a call with me. I'm taking calls this week myself. I really want to serve women at this time deeply, and I really am here to activate the next level in our potential and the next level in this paradigm of feminine leadership. And I would love for you to join me. So jump on a call. The website is ceopriestesschat.com, and yeah, it's a juicy, beautiful heart-to-heart, half an hour, and we'll see where you're at, where you want to go, and I'll give you share all my best ideas for how you can get there. And I'm sending you so much love, and I hope that you have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world, and the homeschooling continues because the children are looking for snacks. And that was a thumb up. You may have that snack. All right, Parenting 101. All right, my loves, have a beautiful day. Sending you so much love, and yeah, I really just invite you to feel into that opportunity and that invitation to elevate. 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 How can you elevate in your life, in your business? How can you bring the energy of elevation to everything that you do? Mwah! Lots of love. I'll see you soon. Bye.